Troops, more pay, more ships, more planes. Those are some of the key details emerging tonight from the proposed 2019 National Defense Authorization Bill. 13 News Now reporter Mike Gooding has details from a hearing today on Capitol Hill.
Well, and Janet, surely this is all going to be good news for Hampton Roads, for military members and their families, and for local private shipbuilding and ship repair companies.
As President Washington said during his first State of the Union address, to be prepared for war is one of the most effectual means of preserving peace.
Defense Secretary James Mattis and Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Joseph Dunford testified today before the Senate Armed Services Committee. Their message that after years of stagnant budgets, now is the time to increase defense spending. The Pentagon's $717 billion proposal for 2019 would provide an additional 25,900 active duty and reserve personnel throughout the four branches of the DoD. Additionally, the bill would include a 2.6% pay raise for military members. As far as equipment, the bill would fund 10 new combat ships, 8 support ships, 77 new F-35 Joint Strike Fighters, and 24 new FA-18 Hornets and Super Hornets. Dunford said the time for such investments to be made has come.
I'm confident we can deter a nuclear attack, defend the homeland, meet our alliance commitments, and prevail in any conflict. But as we have previously discussed, after years of sustained operational commitments, budgetary instability, and advances by our adversaries, our competitive advantage has eroded and our readiness has degraded.
And numerous other issues came up during this 2-hour hearing, including North Korea and Iran. Upon questioning from senators, Secretary Mattis was asked about recent reports of increases in incidences of sexual assault in the military. He says that is intolerable and is something that must be rooted out. Reporting live, Mike Gooding, 13 News Now.